Hey, you're watching AFox, and today I'm bringing you one of my favourite loadouts for playing the Last of Us factions. Now, it's not necessarily the most amazing loadout in the world, but it is really fun. And if you want to mix it up a little bit because you're kind of tired of dying constantly, because you're not having a particularly good day at playing, so you just want to have a little bit of fun and mix it up, then definitely try out this loadout because it is really fun and it is really satisfying if you get a kill as well, because this is the SHORTYCHETE. This is the SHORTYCHETE loadout and I love it so much. I've been playing it so much lately and I'm actually getting pretty good with it. So there is a lot of points worth of stuff here. I've got 21 points worth of stuff for 13 points. That is amazing. Obviously, again, this is a little bit of disadvantage for those of you who haven't purchased any of the add-ons, because this requires you to have Lone Wolf, which is a purchasable survival skill. But anyway, I'm just going to get on with it because there is a lot of stuff here that is just, oh, it's great. So the SHORTYCHETE loadout wouldn't be the SHORTYCHETE loadout without the shorty. So we've got the shorty here for 1 point, and I didn't have it silenced because, well, A, I don't have enough points to have a silenced version, but B, I actually like the idea that people can hear you coming anyway, because it's kind of like, well, watch out guys, because if you are actually playing particularly good, people are going to be pissed when they know you're coming, or if people don't know what you're like and you're actually playing particularly well, people are going to be surprised when you kick their ass. But moving on to survival skills, where it gets a little bit messy. So first of all, I have covert training 2 for 4 points. Now, it does seem a bit of a cheap tactic to use covert training because a lot of people do use it. It means you don't show up on the minimap when crouch walking. That is handy, given, yes, but I use this shorty, I use this shorty, what am I talking about? I use the covert training level 2 because I love having a shiv on spawn, which is really handy, and also it doesn't actually cost much more to have level 2 as opposed to level 1, so why not? But yeah, getting into the meaty part of this loadout where I get a nice 21 points worth of stuff here, it goes up with the use of Lone Wolf 2, which costs you 3 points and you get 11 points worth of stuff here. So I'm going to try and explain it without sounding really confusing, so I do apologise in advance if I fuck this one up. But anyway, I've got agility level 2, which is 4 points worth if you've got it on its own, and it makes you nearly impossible to hear whilst moving. You can walk, climb and crouch walk very quickly, which is awesome. It's great because Lone Wolf is only activated when you are alone from your enemy teammates, like on the other side of the map to them, or if people are down in front of you. Just so you know, I totally mugged these guys off. I was using myself as bait here, and the dude up there he took them all out. It was great. I felt like a boss, even though I didn't really do anything. But yeah, it's really helpful when you when everyone else is down, because it just makes you a little bit more quicker and you can get out of gunfights a little bit easier. Sharpshooter 2, which is also worth 4 points if you have it on its own, is what I got next, and it reduces its scope sway by 37%, which is really random. But it also reduces your damage wobble by 35% and 15% health back for each headshot. So, I mean, that little last piece is pretty pointless, because unless you're an expert at getting headshots. And of course, if you're using a shorty, you're not really going to be getting many headshots, but it's there if you want it. And then Sharp is 3, which is worth 3 points, so on its own. So that is move quickly in listen mode, enter it more quickly, and the meter regenerates 35% faster, and you can stay in it for 30% longer. So that is really helpful in terms of all about using your stealth abilities, which is going to be really useful when Lone Wolf's activated. It means you're going to be getting yourself out of gunfights a lot quicker because you're going to be able to sneak away because you'll know where people are a lot more, and it's really helpful. So my advice, if you want something that's going to help you in your harsh moments, because you are using a shorty, so you are a little bit of a disadvantage, then definitely have Lone Wolf level 2 equipped. Now, for the last thing here, I have Brawler level 2, which is 3 points, and it means you can craft modded weapons in half the time, which is really handy actually, especially seeing as this loadout, the other half of it is the machete, and the machete, upgrading that makes it quicker and it's more useful. It's really handy. If you're going to have the SHORTYCHETE, if you don't have Brawler equipped, you're an idiot, because it gives you an additional hit too, and you gain 10% health back with each melee hit. So when you are sitting there using your machete, I keep going to say sheddy just because I call this loadout SHORTYCHETE. But when you are using your machete against somebody, you're going to be gaining health back whilst they're trying to melee punch you. So you're more than likely going to win that gunfight. Well, fist fight or sheddy fight. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And to complete the SHORTYCHETE loadout, we need the sheddy. So For the machete, it cost you 2 points, which is pretty good. It's not actually as expensive as usual. Anyway, that's all that I wanted to do for my loadout part. Here, as you can see, I used myself as bait, so that bow guy, sort of aimed at me. And my team took him down. And this guy, wow, no idea where he came from. I just heard some footsteps and they were not friendly. So I was like, shit, someone's in here with me. I thought they were chasing me. And it turns out I was the hunter, not being hunted, which is pretty cool. Anyway, for the second half of this video, I'm kind of just going to explain the gameplay a little bit. Show you examples of how this loadout works. To give you moments of where it does work and where it doesn't. Because I'm not just, you know, gonna make this loadout sound like it's amazing. I mean, it really is. It actually is. But sometimes it doesn't really work how you expect it to. So yeah, smoke bombs, first thing first, I want to go on about those because I love them. I never used to like them, but they're really handy, especially with this loadout, because you can go in with your machete, and that is also the most fun part of this loadout. So if you've got the opportunity to use it, definitely do use a smoke bomb and go in there with your machete and slice people up. Here, I put this piece of footage in here because, as you can see, I just got downed. I was on my way to help somebody out, but I didn't see that there was bombs snuck in that little grassy area. That's a really good place for bombs if you want tips on somewhere to put them. And then this guy revived me, and again, for some reason, I should have actually got this guy. I'm not too sure why I didn't down him in 2 because I was pretty close to him. But luckily, the SHORTYCHETE worked to my favour, and I did manage to down him before he got his panic knife into me. But anyway, this guy goes down. Being a good teammate, I revive him straight after. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the guy on the other team who did down this guy, because 2 extra bullets and he would have been dead. But yeah, maybe he got scared at the fact that there was now 4 of us standing here. But as I've mentioned before, sticking around too close to the people you're playing with is not necessarily the best idea, just in case somebody does have a Molotov, and we was quite far into the game, so the likelihood of an enemy having one was quite high, so I moved away a little bit, kept my distance. I don't want to be too far from my teammates because, again, I've got a short range gun, so it's not going to be too helpful. Unfortunately here, I was a little bit too short at my shot, so I did get down myself, but luckily I did manage to get a good few hits in him too. And again, unfortunately I did get bowed down. I thought I was actually going to get revived. I could have been, technically, because there was 2 of them, but oh well. Here, you can see my teammate was in a little bit of a struggle. I totally stole this guy's kill, I'm not gonna lie, but it feels good. It's so good using this machete, like, it's so satisfying. And here we're again, this is another moment of me just kind of kill stealing in a way, I guess. This guy was just a sitting duck, and well, I think that guy got insulted. He's just sort of standing there now, like he's only just left. I think he was a bit insulted, but yeah. A piece of advice to you guys is to pick up arrows if you see them like lying around, because if enemy teams have them, then obviously they're gonna gain more bows. I always say the opposite way around. They're gonna gain some more arrows, so pick up those, and then they won't have as many. It's so satisfying, guys. If you've not used the machete before, definitely try it out. It's just so good. Like, it does feel weak in comparison to the one down shot, like with your stick. Is it 2x4 or 4x4? I don't know, whatever it's called. But it is really satisfying, like it makes a really good sound. Here I'm going on a massive flank. As you can see on the radar, a little guy popped up, and he was keeping his distance from my teammates, and I wanted to get around on an angle on him where he wasn't going to see me. And of course, because I'm quite far from everyone else, Lone Wolf's activated, which is only going to help me get my angle on him. And because I knew that he was looking at them, I decided to walk up to him instead, and I kind of aimed a little bit off there, but... And I started panicking here because I thought my teammate was going to steal my kill, so I ran over. But never run up to your enemy when they're running away, just in case they do turn around on you. Just be careful. I mean, unless you know that you're close enough that you're going to get the winning shot in. Here, I feel sorry for him. He's the last one standing, and well, there's 4 of us like running up to him. But oh my god, I tell you, like. The SHORTYCHETE, look at it, it's just so good, it's such a beast. Took him right down. I mean, given there was other people shooting at him, but let's just pretend that that wasn't the case. And I thought I'd quickly show you a couple of moments from this match because I really like this map for starters, and also my team kind of took this one back a little bit. Well, we tried to anyway. As you can see, we're 3-12, which isn't the best. I'm not too sure what happened. We kind of just had like some bad luck, very bad spawning points, and we got stuck here terribly. As you'll see from the radar, everyone is coming around. They're all surrounding us. They've got awkward spawns because they're spawning from both sides, and yeah, this area is very difficult to stay alive in because you are really exposed to a lot of angles. So kind of weaving around is a little bit difficult. Unfortunately, there was nothing I could do about that guy. Look at me, just like stuck in this corner. I was so screwed. If I moved too far to the left, my fate would be the same as that guy. I don't know how he didn't aim for me then, so I was very lucky. But finally, we get a better angle on them, and this guy's down. SHORTYCHETE, woo! And then this guy comes along, and well, you'll see. Yeah, he totally owned me with a pistol. Like, really? I don't know how he managed to do that because there's other people shooting him. But you know, 2 seconds later, I know I would have lived that. And here, as you can see, we're now on sudden death. We're not too far. We brought it back a bit, but we weren't doing too great. And again, we're kind of leaning towards that area, which is really badly exposed. So it's kind of, where do we want to go? So I sort of thought I'd sit it out for a little bit, wait, because I've got quite long view sights at the moment. There's nowhere that I can particularly get a good angle on someone and shoot them from, because again, I'm using a shorty and it's not going to help me. I can't aim at anyone from that far away. All I can do is mark people and hope that my teammates will see the enemy. I think this guy, yeah, I downed him with my bomb that I placed earlier in the match, which was very lucky actually. And I was kind of hoping that guy was going to come back through the door, but luckily, teammate took care of him. A very cautious run and hit. I knew that other guy got killed, so that he was going to be coming out in a minute. But luckily, I actually got a hold of him. And again, I thought, best be safe, keep my distance a bit, because there is now 2 of us and 4 of them. And their spawn, like, they were right on top of us. The dots were so close to us, so I couldn't really work out which angle they were coming from. So I thought I'd give myself some distance. Probably not the best tactic to go by when you've got a shorty and your teammates off on their own, but it kind of works. I don't know, I kind of lost this guy for a moment. Saved his ass. Kind of killing myself as well. I quite like the idea that the flames do hurt you a little bit, but again, I'm not overly keen on it. But anyway, yeah, I'll let you guys get on with watching the rest of this to see how it pans out, as we've now kind of narrowed it back down to even. But I'll be back with a new video soon. But until next time, bye guys!
I can't see! Smoke headed their way. He's down.
Oh my god, what happened to my... do you know why I can't use my...
Do not end this game. Press continue.